I'm now joined by Cowboy Donald Cerrone, who's en route to Jacksonville, Florida. You're now in Mobile, Alabama, you tell me, in your RV?
Yeah, rolling.
Excellent. Well, in terms of your RV, what do you got? Let me know what's you're equipped with for this particular trip.
What am I what?
What are you equipped with? What kind of bells and whistles does this RV have, and who are you traveling with?
I got Big John Woods, striking coach, Jafari, my wrestling coach, and my buddy Rodrigo, who's a photographer. He's with us. The four of us are making our way to Florida. I don't know what bells and whistles this bad has, but lets me do 85, 10 wide open down the freeway, so I'm all right with it.
All right. Well, as long as you're able to get there safe and sound, I know that you had the RV tuned up before you headed out there. So you mentioned John Wood from Syndicate MMA in Las Vegas. He's come down to the ranch and helped you out with this. How did that whole situation come to be?
Yeah, man, I like John. He's a good dude. The opportunity came for him to come on down and hold some pads, and it all worked out.
So what's changed in terms of preparation with John Wood there? What kind of different looks are you getting?
Better look. I don't know. I like his mindset, his drive towards the sport. So it's good to change it up a little bit and see what's different.
You had a talk with Brett Okamoto recently, and you talked about the previous fight and owning it, saying you weren't really yourself in the locker room beforehand, and even 2 days leading up to the event, you weren't yourself. Have you ever been in a situation where you've had that happen to you before a fight and you've come out on top?
Man, not really. It's hard. That's a hard fight to battle with yourself. I haven't. The wrong guy shows up. Usually, it's a pretty day.
And are there any tools that you have to deal with that, or is it just one of those things where it happens and there's nothing really that can be done? You just kind of have to try to block it.
Tried my entire career to figure out what I can do. Hired sports psychiatrists, worked things in the locker room, tried to recreate things at home. We're trying, man. We're still actively trying to figure it out because it's not cool. It sucks. You know what I mean?
Yeah, absolutely. So you've spoken to sports psychiatrists about this, sports psychologists, and they haven't really been able to figure it out. That's very interesting. Like, how many times have you gone to different sports psychologists over the years to try to deal with this?
Man, tried 3 or 4 separate guys I've worked with and tried to figure it out. It's just tough, man. It's all a mental thing. It's all it comes down to. No one to blame but me.
We appreciate you being so open about it because a lot of people don't really talk about. I mean, it's basically been yourself and George St. Pierre that have really encapsulated what it's like before a fight, when you're in the arena, when you're ready to go out there, and how your mindset can just change by the second, really.
It's insane, man. You talk about all month, all week, 12 weeks, 8 weeks, 6 weeks leading up to the fight. You're like a savage killer. Your mind's right, or it's not. Sometimes those days aren't as good as you want them to be either. You know what I mean? Sometimes you're not into it. Sometimes you're not there, but sometimes you are. And then it's weird. You walk in that arena and it's lights, camera, action. Sometimes you're just not there. It's weird. It's like trying to get the car out of first gear and it's just grinding in second. You can't find the gear, man. I don't know how else how to explain it. You just can't get it going.
Are there things that trigger that?
Don't know, man. You're talking to the wrong guy. You're talking to the right guy because I can explain to you what happens, but I don't know what causes it, what does it, what doesn't do it. I have no idea, man.
You find yourself in a bit of a similar situation against Anthony Pettis. Back in the WEC days, you faced Ben Henderson, lost the first time, came back and won the rematch. I know that your first battle with Anthony Pettis wasn't in the WEC, but is it better for you to have kind of shorter notice to go into this kind of a fight? It's a rematch. You've been comfortable. You've been in there with Anthony. You and him are friends outside of the cage. Is this a situation that is conducive to you putting on your best performance?
Oh yeah, for sure. For me, there's no time to think about it, nothing to dwell on it. Just go in there and fight. Yeah, this has got Cowboy's name all over it, baby.
It's kind of a cool situation because you've got yourself and Pettis, then you've got Dominic Cruz in the co-main event. There aren't that many WEC alumni left in the UFC, so it's kind of like a coming together of WEC talent.
I wanna say we might be it, right? Does that sound right?
Well,
Who else is
you
there?
got Benavidez is still going.
Okay,
And outside of
right.
that, I can't think of too many others. I think there are 6 or 7 of them, but those are the ones that come to mind immediately.
There's Uriah, but I don't know if he's done or not. And then
Aldo.
yeah, Aldo, and then Cub, right? Other, yeah, but still there's not that many.
To see, it's almost like a renaissance period for you guys.
Hell yeah.
Um, in the main event, you got Gaethje, you got Ferguson. You've fought both of these guys, and you've been in there with them. What do you think it's going to be like when the two of them get in there together? In terms of the style contrast, like how do you see this one going?
Oh man, I think Gaethje definitely has the power to put Ferguson away, but does Gaethje have the cardio to put up with the weirdness of Ferguson? So we'll see. He's got a lot of pressure.
Which one of those guys was more nerve-wracking to go up against?
Neither one. I didn't have nerves going into either one of those. It wasn't crazy nerves. Gaethje's my bud. I like Ferguson, so.
I'd ask you which one was harder to prepare for, but it seems like you prepare for a Cowboy, not for your opponent. Is that fair to say?
Yeah, that's the goddamn truth.
Yeah, I remember interviewing you before you fought Darren Till, and you said you hadn't heard of the guy and you hadn't watched any tape on him. You don't go back and watch your first fight with Pettis or anything along those lines, do you?
Hell no. I watch no tape.
Have you ever gone back and watched one of your fights after it's happened?
No, not really. Don't care.
And we're up here in Canada. The one thing that's you're not going to have for this particular bout, at least on location, is Shara Vijant, your strength and conditioning coach from Edmonton. Have you been able to chat with her and have her help you out during this camp remotely?
Oh yeah, of course, absolutely. She's a big support all the way, but she's bummed she couldn't make it out. But next one we'll have her out here and be all right.
So for the next one, you mentioned you want to fight more than once in the next couple of weeks. Dana White said he's kind of against that, but you want to stay busy. You're still looking to be same old Cowboy?
Of course, like always.
Yeah, I did the math, and since Dominic Cruz last fought, I know he's had a lot of injuries. You fought 12 times, which is pretty remarkable.
And I'm looking to fight 3 times this week, so let's make it all happen.
All right, Cal. It's always a pleasure catching up with you. Best of luck against Anthony Pettis on Saturday. I appreciate your time.